Good evening. So before we start, as always, we are going to get some inspiration from Dr. Arvind Sharma, who's probably not actually a doctor, but I feel like he is. And it's February 9th, little piece of inspiration, and ironically, it has so much to do with what we're going to talk about today. In a nutshell, it is, we don't know what we don't know until we start looking within. So, and which is perfect because it's actually sort of the way that I want to approach this incredibly difficult subject matter of weight loss. Weight loss, body image, size, waist scale, self-worth, all of those things. I'm going to come at it from a completely different perspective tonight, and I'm hoping my intention is to maybe spark something in you that has you go, what? I've never thought of it that way before. So basically, I want to ask you to look at what your relationship to your weight is costing you. Because if it's not a healthy relationship, it's going to come at a cost. And for a lot of women, it's a very pricey price tag. So regardless of whether you're watching this live on Facebook, Instagram, or whether you're watching this in the recording, the first question I just want to ask is, who believes that their weight or their size defines them? And be really honest with yourself, because this conversation tonight won't go anywhere for you unless you can really look at it from a place of pure honesty and self-love, because there's going to be a component to this that's going to be so important, that really shifting the mindset from skinny to healthy. So who believes that their weight or their size defines them? You can drop me a 1 if you believe it does. You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you believe it does. And then the second question I'd love for you to ask yourself and be very honest is whether you truly believe that skinny equals success, equals happiness, equals freedom and peace. I know for a lot of women, and certainly a lot of women that I have worked with over the past 30 years, there is a very strong belief that when I get skinny, when I lose those 15 pounds, when I'm thinner, when I fit into a size blah, 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 I will be happy. And it is a trap, an absolute trap. So I'm going to give you some other skills to maybe consider looking at to really help you start walking this path, walking a different path in terms of your relationship with your weight. So your relationship with your weight, your size, slim fit is positive, successful, skinny. Okay, thanks, Sue. So your weight, your relationship to your weight and your relationship to your size and your relationship to the belief that you have to be this in order to get this, XYZ, creates energy. It is an energetic relationship that you have. And every thought that you have creates an energy. And the energy, if it's dense and heavy, you probably can figure out what that's going to, how that's going to show up. Healthy looking, yeah, absolutely, Josie. That's exactly where we're going with this. So, I mean, this for a lot of people, because they've been on this journey for so long, one conversation isn't going to make a massive impact. But what I'm hoping is it's going to spark you to actually start looking at this from a different perspective. So your thoughts create energy. They are energy. And when you spend a shit ton of time focusing or obsessing on your size, your weight, your body image, all of those things, that energy is put into here, and therefore you do not have the energy for this over here. And that's part of what I really, really want to share with you today. And is so much of the work that I do is really having women see their greatness, like really, truly remembering, meaning putting themselves back together in the whole state that they were before the world frigged them up. So this energetic relationship that we have with our weight and our size and our body image comes at a cost. It totally comes at a cost. So and it creates your current reality. That's the other thing, is all of your thoughts and all of your thinking create the reality that you are living in today. That's how it goes. And it's so interesting because a lot of people's reality isn't actually real, but the thoughts are real, and therefore this is the reality. And what I'd love for people to start looking at is shifting the energetic relationship they have with this concept so that they can create a completely different reality, their desired reality. Really shifting the mindset from skinny to healthy, from thin to fit, from size to almost like a self. I don't like using the term self-love. It just feels like a woo-woo goo-goo. To really respecting yourself in a way that you've never respected yourself before. We totally create our reality. So here's the thing that I really, really want to invite you to look at. So one of my passions is seeing each person's gifts and connecting them to their purpose. That's a big, huge part of what I'm doing. And what I'm always doing with my work is connecting people to their purpose, identifying their gifts, so that they can create whatever vehicles of transformation they want to create for themselves and take them out into the world. But the challenge is when you're expending all of this energy on this relationship with my size, my food, my weight. And for some of you that are watching this, whether it's live or whether it's recorded, I mean, again, if we're being really, really honest, there are people that spend half the day hyper-focused on what they're eating, whether they exercised, what they look like in the mirror, what the weigh scale said first thing in the morning, what the weigh scale said at 10 o'clock, what the weigh scale said at 1 o'clock, what the weigh scale said at 5 o'clock, and, you know, adjusting their food intake in order to appease a weigh scale that is inanimate. They fixate on their calories. They're buying into every single next fad. And all of that is a distraction away from the thing that we're meant to do as humans, our purpose on this planet. So our purpose is, every one of us, our purpose is the same. I truly believe this with every fiber of my being, that every one of us has the same purpose on this planet as a human being having a human experience. And that is to remember the greatness of who we are before the world frigged us up. Our purpose is to step in and own the absolute greatness of who we are. Our purpose is to shine as bright as we possibly can while we are on this planet. Our purpose is to own our amazingness. That's every human being's purpose on this planet. What makes us different is our gifts, our characteristics, and how we choose to connect them all and take them out into the world. So the thing that I am super passionate about and I get really frustrated with is this distraction around body weight, image, weigh scale stuff keeps your amazingness small because you don't have the energy to focus on your purpose and your gifts and your characteristics and your vehicle of transformation and how you want to impact the world around you, whether it's just family, whether it's your community, whether it's whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. It's such a waste of energy being over here when this is the magnificence of what it is that we're meant to be doing here. And it's so ironic, like like I said in my my last podcast and my last live is, what do you want your tombstone to read? What do you want your headstone to read? Like, she was skinny and exhausted and grouchy, and she was a miserable bitch, but oh my God, she was skinny. Or do you want your headstone to say, yeah, she impacted people around her. So yeah, okay, sorry, I'm getting off topic here because I'm getting a little passionate about this. So I believe every one of you that's watching has some massive impact you're supposed to make on this planet. Like I said, it might just be with your family. It might just be at your work. I shouldn't say just. You don't have to think of it like you don't have to solve world hunger or solve the homeless. I mean, that might be your vehicle of transformation, but your vehicle of transformation might just be breaking the diet cycle in the feminine energy of your family genealogy. I mean, that is a massive thing in itself. So food, a couple of things I just want to say about the relationship with food and your body, because this is my background before I came into coaching. Sometimes when you're trying so hard to be a certain size, weight, whatever it happens to be, and no matter what you do, it doesn't work, chances are your body's working just as freaking hard to stay where it's at as you are trying to get it to go where it doesn't want to be. And as we age, I know for a fact that my demographic is from 40 to 59 years old, 78% women. So in that category, there is going to be a lot of hot flashing and menopausal chaos going on. That wreaks havoc on our body. It wreaks havoc on our weight. It wreaks havoc on the way our clothes fit. It wreaks havoc on the weight scale. And there's fuck all you can do about it other than adjust. So, excuse me, I meant puck. So sometimes you're working so hard to create something that isn't even possible. And, we're inundated and bombarded with these people that are not realistic. I'm just trying to think of who, like, let's say Heidi Klum, that's the only supermodel I can think of. And let's say Jennifer Lopez or someone like that. If everyone watching here had a private doctor, a private chef, a private personal trainer, a $500,000 personal gym, a hairstylist, a fashion designer, y'all would look like them too. But this is not real. This is not reality. And I have so much compassion for people who are getting drawn in and are spinning their wheels, trying so hard to be something that's not even possibly remotely possible. Food is a narcotic for a lot of people, fully and wholly legal. You can buy it anywhere, anytime, for any price. You can eat it anywhere. You can eat as much of it as you want. You can do anything that you want with food. So this whole relationship with food that the world has created has also really seriously impacted our energetic relationship with food and with our weight. Food is meant to be fuel, and it's meant to be enjoyable. We are so fortunate that we live in a country where food is part of the pleasure of life. Not everywhere on the planet it's like that, obviously. But I mean, food is part of family rituals. Food is part of celebrating and traveling and creating a really healthy relationship with food allows you to enjoy it and then put it away. Don't take it on a guilt ride backpack with you. because that is part of the whole energetic relationship that I was talking about. So I guess the thing that I just really, really want to ask you to consider is, what is your relationship with your weight, your image, and your size costing you? How much energy are you wasting or expending on it? Which means you cannot step into and own the greatness, the amazing potential, and all the possibilities that are available to you, because you're stuck over here in this hamster wheel of guilt and shame and blame and anger and frustration. All creates an energy, and that energy surrounds you. That energy invades your environment, all your environment. That energy attracts that same energy back, and it's all at the expense of self. Unfortunately, it's of self. So I just kind of really felt compelled. I really felt compelled to just have a share with you guys, or with the world tonight, because I just feel so much angst. That's the word I was trying to think of. I feel so much angst for people who are struggling their ass off to create a healthy relationship with food and weight, and it's all at the expense of all of their potential. And that's what I love to see in women. I love to see them stepping up, stepping in, leaning in, owning their greatness, cranking up the volume on their potential, cranking up the volume on their gifts, stopping apologizing, embracing their fear, taking their fear shotgun, let their fear ride shotgun, and put the relationship with the weight and everything in like the very back of the bus, and just notice how much freaking energy you create. And in that energetic space, you actually create space for your purpose and your opportunities and your abundance to arrive. So you have to clear space in order to be able to receive something else. So I know some of you guys tonight are already registered for the four Monday Detox Your Mind in Order to Lose Weight series that's coming up at the end of February. It starts February 28th, which is a Monday. So it's going to be four Mondays at 6 o'clock via Zoom. It's going to be $79, which is dirt cheap. And we're going to really do a deep dive around people's awesome states. I hope you can join me in the Detox Your Mind 4-week challenge. So we're going to look at detoxing your environment. We're going to look at detoxing your mind. We're going to look at your relationship with food. We're going to look at your 6-year-old self. We're going to look at, I can't even remember what else. We're looking at a whole bunch of stuff. So I hope you'll join me. If you want to take this one step further, if you really want to lean in and really start to shift, we're going to move a lot of dense energy around the relationship that you have with your weight, with your weight scale, with food. We're going to actually do some energy shifting. And it's going to be super fun, because if it ain't fun, why bother doing it, right? Because certainly dieting ain't fun. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to join me, just shoot me a DM and I'll get you registered. I'm actually leaving tomorrow for 12 days. So you want to shoot me a DM sooner than later. And I would love to have you join me for Mondays, 4 hours via Zoom. And we're going to break all of this stuff apart way more. So thanks for joining me tonight. It was nice to see all of you guys. I see some of your names. I don't see all of your names, but it's always an honor anytime anybody takes the time to listen. And oh yeah, and I've got just in case you want to do a little bit more of a deep dive, anyone that is going to join me at the end of the month, you're going to want to listen to the last 2 podcasts or the last 2 lives anyways. It's kind of the prerequisite to doing the program, because there's a whole shit ton of information in those 2 podcasts. It's from Sheer Will to Free Will, which is about shifting from willpower to intention, and then Detox Your Mind in Order to Lose Weight. So I've done them both as a live in the Facebook group, and I've also done them both as a podcast series, as a podcast in Voice of Choice Conversations on Spotify. So if you don't know where to find them, just shoot me a note and I'll send you the link, and let's start shifting, making some energy for the thing that we're actually meant to do, and away from the chaos of what social media is having us believe or what the media is having us believe. You can do this. You got this. Okay, thanks ladies so much for being here tonight. Take good care.